Hey guys. Whoa. Playing with synths. Welcome everybody. Maybe I'll just play music for you guys the whole time. I can't play music. I can only compose music. There's a big difference. Welcome everybody, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome to the show. Hello, Salman, Mayak, Malik, Xioxide, Stelphos. There we go. Another week of this format. It's been interesting. It's been fun. But I look forward, I think, to going back to vampires, I hope. Crimson Vow. That is what we've been playing, yeah. Innistrad Crimson Vow. Yeah, I'm happy to go back to that. I'm just gonna grab some water. We'll be starting in about 5 to 10 minutes. Probably 5 minutes. Stay tuned. Hugo's upstairs sleeping, so he's not available. He may join us a little later. And Becky's out at the bank. We were thinking of doing a show when she got back, but that could be anywhere from 1 to 2 o'clock, and by then a lot of people will have signed off for the night. I think I'm gonna do one draft today, probably not multiples. Tomorrow we'll do a show proper with Becky and I. And the next day is going to be Awesome Beast Theater with Tokyo Godfathers, a Christmassy anime. And yeah. Somebody in the chat said that they showed the new set today? I'll bring myself in here. This is the pre-show-ish chat. In my pajamas again. It's Christmas. I have to say I'm enjoying wearing my sweater on the show because my belly was getting pretty big in the last few months and I've been a little bit sheepish about it. I need to trim this down. I need to do some more. Well, and it doesn't help that it's the Christmas season because Becky's making fudgy bonbons. You eat more cozy food. I gotta do more exercises. So there's some spoilers for Kamigawa. Where can I go to see them? Is there an official... What if I clicked on this? Would it open a browser right here? I could look at spoilers for the next set. You know, there it is, an electrifying first look. People are telling me it's a cyberpunk set. Ooh. Interesting. Very different. Pink and blue. Teal. Neon Dynasty. Have there been many sets in Magic that had more modern style technology looking stuff going on? I can't, like I've been away for some time, but I don't remember. I remember some artifacts at some points looked, oh, that's fun. That's different. I don't think I've ever seen, like, besides some artifacts that looked a bit techy, nothing quite that modern in Magic. Kamigawa was a set from about, yeah, I know Kamigawa. But yeah, that's interesting. Do they have any card spoilers? Okay, here we go. I always much prefer seeing spoilers for commons than I do. Oh my god. Oh wow, that is just gorgeous. These are the lands? Wow. That's a swamp. You guys can't see it too well here. I'll see if I can zoom in. That is, okay, I agree to your cookies, wizards, I don't care. That's a basic land. That is just pretty. Oh my god, look at, like, they're representing, I'm guessing Nagano with this, if they're doing mountains. This is like a Nagano type area. Mount Fuji. Oh my god, this is gonna be fun to play. Okay, they have some more spoilers on here. They have quite a few spoilers. Oh, Becky's gonna be excited to see this set. So Planeswalkers I don't really care about because they don't really indicate how the set will feel. For a drafter especially. But at the beginning of your end step, if Kaito Shizuki enters the battlefield this turn, he phases out. So it's going to have phasing. Phasing is an interesting mechanic. It basically means the card doesn't exist, kind of. It's almost like exile, but it's like... It's weird. I don't remember the exact way that it worked, but anyways, it disappears. Draw a card and discard a card unless you attacked this turn. Create a 1/1 blue ninja token with this creature can't be blocked. Wait, he transforms, this guy? They're gonna have transforming, or does he? Or he's dual-sided? Anyways, I'll read this guy later in more detail. I don't care, because I'm not gonna play with him probably ever because of my drafting. Oh, it's just alternate art. Okay, here's some rares. Dragons. 4 mana, so lots of alternate art here, I see, is what's happening. Flying Trample, when it dies, choose one, exile the top 2 cards of your library until end of turn. You may play those cards when it dies. Create 3 treasure tokens, you get one of the 2 when it dies. It's a weird mechanic when things die is getting their benefit, because it's like, you know, you're working around something that your opponent basically controls. Hidezuku. Sacrifice a creature, scry 2 for 1 black mana. He's a demon. Exile the top card of your library. You may play this card this turn. When you exile a non-land card this way, Hidetsuku, Devouring Chaos, deals damage equal to the exiled card's mana value to any target. Okay. Wow. Interesting. It's very chaotic because you don't know what you're going to have on the top of your library. Foil cards are looking nice, of course. Oh wow, neon foils. Oh, that's cool. Like, I'm not even a collector of shit. Like, I don't give a shit, but that's cool. That looks really cool. That's really different. I'm not one. I still don't want to collect them, but that is neat. I have to admit the neon effects there. And just one more thing. Once Kamigawa Neon Destiny arrives, is there anything else I'm missing here that I kind of gleaned over without reading? It's time to play. A fan favorite event makes its return after 4 years hiatus. Game Day is back. Meaning what? Taking place March 5th to 6th at local WPN game stores near you. Battle in standard or limited Kamigawa, sealed or draft, and collect cool promo cards for playing and winning. The participation promo, while supplies last, is considered with top 8 competitors receiving traditional foil Fatal Absence. The winner can look forward to... Oh, I need more batteries. I forgot about this last show. There are no... Where are the batteries in this house now? Excuse me for a moment while I try to track some down, but I don't know that they exist anymore. What the heck? All the controllers are empty. Jesus. Okay, here's 2 in this jar. I wonder if they're charged. All right. Oh, my back's hurting a little bit. I'm an old man. Anywho, consider. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. Draw a card. It's a rare. Fatal Absence. It's kind of shitty that that's a rare, because that seems like one of those cards that ends up becoming like essential to play in the set. But what do I care? I don't play constructed. Fatal Absence, destroy target creature or planeswalker its controller investigates. Do I have control now? There we go. Alright, we'll learn more about the set when the spoilers for the Uncommons and Commons comes out, but so far that's looking real pretty. Do I have to relaunch? I might have to relaunch in order to get my mouse to work properly. Alright guys, let's start the show kind of proper, but that was fun looking at the next set. Hope y'all are cozy and ready for some more Magic this Christmas season. I hope during this tumultuous time y'all are finding some cozy times with friends, if you can. If you can't, I hope you're enjoying hanging out here. These are shitty days, I have to say, when it comes to connections to people. It is what it is. But speaking of Japan, it can be quite arduous when you've been separated this long. It doesn't matter to me as much. I've always been kind of like a hermit, a loner. I can go very extended periods away from anybody, especially when I have Becky. But, you know, it's rougher for people like Becky who thrive on seeing their family. I like my family. I'm really much more of a, like, I'm a hermit. But, anyways, I might need another coffee. I thought I had more energy going into this, but I'll get energized when I start talking about the cards. Welcome to the show, everybody. How's my gem and gold? I've only got 2,000 gold at this point and 950 gems. Yesterday was rough. 3 drafts, 3 very poor runs. Well, 1 okay run, 2 very poor runs. It wasn't a good day. The lesson I learned about this set, and I'll probably put this into place today. Don't fight the cards, don't fight the set. The set wants you to draft many colors. It wants you to grab mana fixing. Hey, that's a nice opening. That's a very nice card to open up to start. A very usable mythic. An extremely usable mythic. Just a good old 4/4 flying haste. When he attacks or becomes the target of a spell, you create a treasure token. And treasure tokens suddenly add more mana to your pool when it comes out. So he can be played on turn 5. That's a fun, easy early pick, I'd say. I got burned by trying to do aggro. I got burned in many different ways. It was a tough day. I'm not going to look at much of the rest of the pack because this is a really easy. I'm going to look at what we're passing. Some decent white. It looks like we're passing some white to the bot. I don't know how the bot's going to take that, but other than that, nothing really jumps out at me. So we're passing some okay white on the first pick. But yeah, we're going to take this Mythic Dragon, guys. This is fun. And it can work in a lot of decks, I'd say, even with those 2 red mana. On the next pick, white and blue, somebody on the last show was trying to convince me to get this one. So it gives you bonuses for casting foretell cards, basically, is what that guy does. By the way, I should actually tell Becky that I'm doing a show so that she doesn't have to rush back. Sorry, guys. All right. Yeah, like this owl on the last show, I kind of regretted not taking it because I was trying to like really focus on an aggressive strategy. Basically, if you didn't see the last show, I went into the intro saying like I was a little bit bored of playing what the set gives me, which is like play green until the cards you're picking force you to not play green, basically. And so I was kind of like trying to fight it and play a more, like I tried to go white-red aggro. So like I passed a couple of these and I kind of like felt like I wished that I'd played it. But anyways, yeah, with the Goldspan Dragon already in my deck, I'm looking at playing probably red-green with some splashes. I like Lindworm, but that we'll see more in Lindworms. We don't need to grab that now. Squash is some very expensive removal. Less expensive when you have giants. Run Ashore is removal, very expensive removal as well. Both of these are very expensive pieces of removal in red and blue. Revitalize, Warhorn Blast. We've got this one that goes and gets equipment from your library by sacrificing it. It's slow and expensive. Warhorn Blast is good for an aggressive deck with lots of bodies. Wither Crown is pseudo removal. Again, I've barely ever used it, but it's been used against me effectively. Otherwise, it's not a strong pack, especially that we feel like we're definitely going into red here. I'm thinking of taking the snow-covered mountain, and that's kind of like what makes this set a little bit boring too. It's not boring, it's just weird, and it can be a little bit like feel like you want to get out of this groove of like always considering the snow covered or the dual land instead of just drafting the cards, which is a little bit annoying. I think locking up the squash early is what I'd do. Yeah, it's like, well, I don't like the red snow cards that much. I don't think red even has much snow covered synergy, but what does is green. And given that we're going into red, I think it's very likely we're playing green. I mean, given that it's this set, we're probably playing green too. Squash, we'll see more squashes. But I also like this 2-drop. I really like this 2-drop. He really fixes your draws, and red often and green often don't have that. I think I prefer the Raider here. You guys might think I'm crazy, but I really like getting 2-drops early. I hate it when I'm late into a draft and I'm desperately trying to find 2-drops. And this set doesn't have much ping, so the 1 on the body doesn't really affect me, I feel. Is there much synergy we could end up having with treasure tokens, though? I mean, there is potential that if we had some treasure token generation, this guy generates treasure tokens. If we had treasure token generation, it's potential that we could play this guy on turn 5 in addition to another very expensive card in our hand, because he makes treasure tokens produce 2 mana. So there's a potential that you play on turn 5 a Goldspan Dragon, and if you generated 3 treasure tokens, or even 2, you're playing a 4-drop in the same turn as well, if you generated a couple treasure tokens before he came out. I also, like, we'll see more Lindworm, we're going to see more squashes. I'm going to grab the 2-drop. I think 2-drops are harder to fill out than these 2, yeah. In my opinion, from what I've seen, it'll be easier to pick up. We're not going to run, I don't think, 2 squashes, and I think we'll see another one easily if we end up in red. I know that, you know, since we're early in the draft, that splashing a squash is easier than, say, splashing a 2-drop, but in this pack, we've got a saga that I don't know that I've seen before. It's an uncommon one. Choose a creature you control until your next turn. All damage that would be dealt to creatures you control is dealt to that creature instead. So basically you're directing all damage, you're making all your creatures semi-invulnerable, as all damage gets redirected to just one poor bastard for 2 turns in a row. Interesting. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a flying counter on it. So the person who made themselves a martyr comes back as an angel warrior. That's cool flavor. Replicating Ring fixes mana. Deal 3 damage to target player. That player discards a card. Activate only as a sorcery. I don't like these lands with these expensive sacrifice abilities. Maybe they have a place in a constructed deck, but I really don't. I've seen some people playing them against me, and I've never been threatened by them. I've never felt like I'm worried about them. I'm liking the Sculptor, maybe, as a 2-drop in green. I'm not a huge fan of Frostbite. It doesn't target a lot of things. I'd rather trade bodies on the board for these little creatures than I would having a piece of... I know that, like, you can also use this to, like, do the extra damage to finish off a creature in an unfavorable trade situation. But... like, it is removal, but the cheap removal, well, you know, with Immersion Raider and stuff like that, that can, like, be okay, because you're fixing your draws. Alright, I'll stay red for now. But I've got my eye on that, you know, this green stuff. Here we go. This one's okay. Whenever you cast a creature spell, if Snow Covered was used to cast it, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, which is nice if you have the snow-covered lands to spend. This can get quite annoying for your opponent if it's not answered. You may exchange two... oh, I don't like that card. That Saga is weird. I don't like this that much. It's pretty slow. Glittering Frost is great for fixing and for giving yourself some snow-covered lands. This guy is great for fixing draws, or rather giving you some pseudo card draw, rather, if you're playing aggressively. He's a nice 3-drop, otherwise just for red. The Glittering Frost, though, I think is the safest pick here, because this guy plays in an aggressive deck. I don't know that we're going super aggressive yet. I think that I'd rather grab the Glittering Frost and just start building out my ability to play green and any other colors I want at the same time. So I'm going to grab the Glittering Frost. And we'll take anything that's not creatures out, again. Just to keep an eye on the creature curve. Here's Sculptor, another Glittering Frost, another Sculptor of Winter. We got Demonic Gifts in here. We've seen this pretty effectively used against me in a couple situations, but I think that those were just lucky situations. I don't think that this is that good of a card, unless it's triggering enters the battlefield effects. We have another Squash to pick up if we want. Otherwise, another Glittering Frost to... I prefer it. My most successful runs I've had a good base of mana fixing and mana ramping. Rune of Might is has been used against me yesterday was used against me quite effectively. It gives a permanent +1/+1 and trample. And it can be put on equipment, which allows it to stick around. And that's kind of a big deal in Limited, where often you'll end up in a situation where you've locked up the board a bit. This guy's an aggressive card. He can be really great if he's not answered. He's a very solid 2-drop. I'm going to take the very solid 2-drop, I think. I value that more over Rune of Might, which is only, you know, when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card, so it's kind of free trample in a way, but valuable 2-drops are just hard to get, in my opinion, and... you know, I like having those early on. Here's another 2-drop. This would probably be all the 2-drops we'd want to run. We'd be tilting ourselves with these abilities a little bit aggressively towards an aggressive aspect. Frostpyre Arcanist. This spell costs 1 less for each to cast if you control a giant or a wizard. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for an instant or sorcery with the same name as a card in your graveyard. Now that's not going to work out too well. It's a 2/5 body for 5 mana. Not likely that's gonna trigger very often. I'm thinking this 2-drop or maybe the Changeling. I'm not a huge fan of that one. Snakeskin has been used against me many times effectively, very annoyingly, to save some creatures in situations where I didn't want them saved. I like the Grizzled Outrider usually because 5-drops aren't usually that plentiful. However, today we picked up a Gold Spun Dragon right off the bat, and I think we'll see more of these again. I'm going to take this 2-drop again. I think our 2-drops are pretty much handled. Now we're looking for the 3-drops and 4-drops. Run Amok. Shackles of Treachery can be great for breaking through if you're running an aggressive deck, and we might be. But I don't know that we will, and we'll see many of these late picks. This is pseudo removal. This guy's specific. I'm kind of burned by white yesterday. I'm going to avoid it. I'm not a fan of it usually anyways. This guy's alright. He's not that great though. This guy could get us to our... he's ramp. One-time ramp. Nah. I think I'm going to just take the snowland. So we have like a piece of blue. Might go red-blue, who knows? Another raider, Jesus. I don't think we need another one. But there's nothing else in the pack that's really any good. Like, he's okay as a 3-drop. I'll take one more, maybe a Pilfering Hawk as a 2-drop. Draw a card, then discard a card. He's also kind of fixing. You can attach equipment to him. But we don't know that we're going in blue. I'm going to take another... We definitely are okay for 2-drops. Here's the snow-covered land. It tabled. But yeah, I really like that the Raider just lets you keep digging. And that's so valuable for red. And it lets you pass by mana that you don't need once you're like already flooded or whatever. Once you have the lands you need late game. Or even early game. Just fixing your draws is really powerful for red, I think. Counter target spell with mana. I don't like that. I especially don't like that you can't foretell it. I'll take a Shackles here. I don't really love this guy here. Yeah, I'm going to take the Shackles. So we have one if we end up very aggro, and we might. I'm not sure. I'm going to take out of this one. I think I'd rather the Pilfering Hawk. We don't know that we'll go into blue, but it's an option. We have that Fjord. Another Shackles, an Undersea Invader. Who knows? Maybe we're going red to blue again. We haven't picked up much in any other... Besides the 2 Glittering Frosts. And with the 2 Glittering Frosts, well, here's a Giant. Red Giants might be open. Red-blue Giants, maybe. We have an Undersea Invader and a Craven Hall. He's an okay 4-drop. This is a good... That's a really late pick for a card that I think is decent. It's not great. It's specific to a deck that is able to buff its power, but I don't think it deserves to be a 15th pick. How bad was this pack that it came 15th around the table? I don't know that we're running blue. Oh, hey. What do we got here? I've never seen this before. An instant. Choose a non-legendary creature. Next time, one or more creatures or planeswalkers enter the battlefield this turn, they enter as copies as the chosen creature. Uh-oh, is my bull... He's not... Oh, that's fun. Look at this. So... Okay, so if you had a card that generated tokens, this will trigger multiple times, but otherwise it's only going to trigger once. The idea behind this is you cast this card right before casting another creature. So if you had Goldspan Dragon on the table, then you play this and say, Goldspan Dragon. The next creature I play is going to become a Goldspan Dragon, no matter what that creature is. And then you could play your one of these Raiders or this guy, one of these cheap creatures, and suddenly you have another Goldspan Dragon. And because it's Goldspan Dragon, it would have haste. Pretty specific. Crush the Weak doesn't work good with my deck at this point. This guy's really annoying when you face him and he locks up your board a little bit. Fearless Pup is an aggressive guy. I'm trying to value this card. If you play this, then flash something in, that would be gross. What do you mean? Can this be answered by killing in response? It doesn't even say under your control. Yeah, that's true too. You could steal one of their best creatures. This is like a bomb steal. if they have a bomb that you want, you can bring it to your side of the board. That's also interesting. You're spending 2 cards. It's specific because you're spending 2 cards to do it. You're spending this card, and then you're spending another card that hopefully you have a little chump in your hand to initiate this. I'm not seeing anything. It might be an easy decision because I'm not seeing anything else in here besides the Berg Strider that really jumps out at me, and I don't think we're going, well, we could end up white-red, I don't know, because this guy's amazing in the right deck, in an aggressive deck. He might table. He's the only white card in here though, so you probably won't. This is a pretty nice piece of green removal. Some good stuff in here is going to table regardless. There's a lot of good things in here. If you want my advice, I advise against the reflection, but it's just, I'm always wooed by like rares that I've never seen before and look fun. But it is so specific, it makes me not want to run it because it's so specific. It's such a specific instance in which it becomes valuable. But if we end up with blue, if we do blue-red giants, it becomes a lot more valuable. Because if you have an early game of little guys to dig into your giants and keep you alive until you get to your giants, then this guy's copying very late value cards for yourself. It is a win more card, you're right. It is in a way. Yeah, I know, that's my saying. It's a win more card. But it's so fun. Alright, yeah, though, I had such a bad day yesterday losing that I should probably... This is the other card that I drafted yesterday saying it would be so much fun. I never ended up getting to play it. Here's a piece of bounce. The Berg Strider, if I'm thinking about going to giants, red-blue giants, the Berg Strider's probably one of the best cards in here. We already have an Undersea Invader if I want to put that into the set. We have a dual land in red-blue. I think blue might be a bit more open than white. I'm going to take the Berg Strider. I like him a lot. What's this? Birgi, God of Storytelling. Legendary creature god, never seen this before. It can be played as an artifact as well. So for 3 mana, it comes out as a god, 3/3. When you cast a spell, add 1 red mana. Whenever you cast a spell, add 1 red mana to your mana pool. Until end of turn, you don't lose this mana. Okay, so you get to spend this at any time throughout the turn. Creatures, so it's a 1 mana rebate. Creatures you control can boast twice during each of your turns rather than once. Come up here. Come on up here. Yeah, come on up here. Yeah, hey bud. He's here, everybody. It's Hugo, everyone. The Dwarven Hammer can also be quite effective. But what's the second part of this? 5 mana brings up the Horn of Bounty. Discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn. So you can do that anytime. Oh, well that is a big deal. That is huge. Double Boast if you want it. It's a 3/3 for 3. Or this Horn of Bounty is a gas card for an aggressive red deck. That's huge amounts of gas. Because you're discarding lands to get 2 cards that you can play. You're discarding a single, like, it's good. It doesn't even have to be aggressive to be good. Yes, it's a good card. Okay, we might be going, yeah, like red, we're getting lucky with our red pickups here. This is nice to see. Alright, so we're still not committed to our second color. It could end up being blue, it could end up being green. We already have 2 Glittering Frosts on the green side, which plays into, well, it doesn't play into any synergies yet, except for the Berg Strider and his need for snow-covered lands. Shimmering Veil is always a solid pickup if you don't see anything in the color that you want in this pack, and I don't think I do. Feed the Serpent is obviously an awesome piece of removal, but I don't think we're going into black. I'd rather not split my attention that much right now. I don't want to like end up down a road where I'm doing too many things or trying to do too many things with this deck. This Changeling is a 3/3 on turn 4. Pay 3 mana, exile a creature from your graveyard, and put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature. This works good for an aggressive green-red deck because you'll have the bodies in the graveyard to use this. It's a bit expensive because you're paying the, like, first you're putting this guy out there slow. Next turn you can use this ability, and then you're paying 3 mana again to turn your creatures in your graveyard into tokens, and it can only be used as a sorcery. But I did see a guy use this against me, and it was pretty effective but again, like, it's like out of the 2 green cards here, I think I'd prefer this one though, because this is conditional, whereas this is good no matter what. Especially that you can foretell. It's a very solid card. And then Shimmering Veil is just a nice, it's not a very good for a very aggressive deck because it comes into battlefield tapped, but on the other hand it becomes any color you want, and it's a snow land. But I'm thinking I feel a little bit safer going, I'm going to pick up the 1 piece of green removal in case we end up in green. We're only in pick 3 of the second. We might end up with, green's always good. And so I'm taking this. I just want one of these. We've already passed a couple, and a giant wizard 2/5. We've already passed this guy before. Enters the battlefield, search your instant or sorcery card. No, I don't want that. It requires you to be playing many of the same sorcery card in your graveyard. Here's another Frostpeak Yeti, another creature a blue creature that benefits from having snow lands to get by unblocked. Otherwise, you got this haste guy, this 3/2 haste guy. He'll probably table, honestly, this guy. He might table out of this pack. Let's see. No, Omen Paths would be more likely to table in Village Rites. I like the Frostpeak Yeti more. We can use the 4-drop. It's looking more like blue-red now, maybe green-blue-red. So we're not going into black, even though we're getting past some decent black here. Here's another 3-drop that's pretty good in an aggressive red deck, or the snow-covered forest that can play well with our Bergstrider and our Frostpeak Yeti. You know, I'm thinking we're doing green-blue-red because the Bergstrider and Frostpeak Yeti are very powerful cards if you have the Snowlands. Well, not very powerful, but they're quite powerful. They're very nice to have with Snowlands. So I'm like wondering, do I want the Firewalker? I'm going to pick up the Snowland. I think we're going green, red, blue. There's a Rune of Might that plays well with giants that we already have some pretty beefy bodies to play with. I don't love this guy. He's mana fixing, but he requires you to be tapping creatures. It doesn't play good with an aggressive curve. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this one, and I've rarely found that it was very effective against me either. I think I'd rather another Fearless Liberator, and I'll probably run 1 less of the other 2-drops, maybe 1 less. Could I run 5 2-drops? Okay, Eddie. How'd it go? Becky had to do bank stuff today. Hi, buddy. The strongest card in here. I like that Rune of Might lets us draw. Hello. I like the Rune of Might lets us draw towards our Goldspan Dragon. We don't have any equipment yet to synergize with this guy, but I also love Fearless Liberator. Holy crap. No, I'm taking the Fearless Liberator. Ooh, guys! Okay, yeah, we're definitely in red-green. I love this guy. God, I love this guy. So he's a 3-drop. First, his body is just good. 2/4 for 3 mana. And he's a legendary snow creature. And then you pay 3 and he creates a colorless snow artifact token that produces mana of any color. For 3 mana. Like, this guy's amazing just for those 2 things. Then, if you have 8 mana available, so this is like a very much a late game thing, but if you do, you look at the top 4 cards on your library, then you may cast anything among them without paying the mana cost. So it's like card draw. It's card draw, basically. Very effective in a deck with beefy creatures as well. The rest of the cards go back into the bottom of your library, so you're not even milling yourself. Yeah, I'm taking this. So, looking at what we got here now, we're definitely going green with that guy. He's my favorite uncommon in this whole set, I think. Here's another beefy body. Okay. Was it decent success or just arduous? Wild success.
Very arduous. There will be no results for.
Yeah, but it was successful.
Yeah.
But it was arduous.
Oh my god, I can't even. I'm excited to tell you about how horrible it was.
I love you for going through that.
Fucking.
Just because of the bank?
Yeah.
Yeah. Japanese banks guys are not fun, and I am so lucky to have Becky to handle stuff like this. Was it good that Breaker was there? To help? It was good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way I could have done it. She even said it was hard for me.
It was hard for her even though. We have like a Japanese, Breaker helps us with Japanese, but we have a bank that speaks English, supposed to help us in English. Not really. We went with them specifically because they were supposed to be good for English speakers. Nah. And you definitely don't want to work on somebody's shaky Japanese when it's your banking info that's at stake. Any mistranslations or anything, you want a native speaker to come with you. I'm just gonna get rid of this update that iCloud wants to do. There we go. J-Bog says, I'm not sure I've ever heard Fraser say he loves Becky in 13 years as a fan. Well, it's not something you typically say on a show, on a video game show to each other. Broken Wings is good removal, but I think we might be going into Giants more. Yeah, let's grab the Hulk immediately popped out to me because it fits nice into the curve. Crush the Weak, it still doesn't work with our early guys, but it works good in the late game. On the other hand, a 3rd Glittering Frost is ramp. Because of the fact that we have these raiders, it kind of... I don't know that we'll run 3 Glittering Frosts. I think I'd rather the Fearless pop to fit into the curve and... 3 Glittering Frosts? It's just that it costs 3 mana to run. We've got this God of Storytelling. Gotta remember that. That can get us through these. Svella Ice Shaper. We want lots of mana. The thing is, with this many Glittering Frosts, we almost don't have to run any islands. We can keep these if we end up in blue, and I'm still not even sure about that, honestly. We might end up just nixing these 3 blue picks to go red-green. I'm gonna take another Glittering Frost. Hey, we got another Glittering Frost? I don't think we need 4. Jesus. I'm gonna take this 5/5. Especially in case we lose the Berg Strider. Another Shackles of Treachery. We can splash almost anything now with 3 Glittering Frosts, but I don't see anything here really worth splashing, except for, I mean, the Draugr Recruiter's slow, but it can go get our best stuff. When the God of Storytelling goes into the graveyard, does it go in based on the face that it was played up? Or does it count as both an artifact and a creature in the graveyard? It goes in as the god, no matter what, or goes in as the face you played up? It goes in face up, which is the god face. Oh, I see. They have like a little arrow indicating which side is the face. Yeah, I'll just take the shackles, put it into the sideboard there. Recluse isn't bad as a 4-drop, and it might need to replace our Yeti. The Breakneck Berserker's aggressive. I don't love him. I think I prefer the Recluse. I think I'm going harder into... Bye-bye.
Bye.
I think I'm going harder, guys, into green-red now, based on our picks. Hey, yeah, we could maybe splash in Demonic Gifts. Arachniform, enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has reach, and is every creature type. I don't like that you can't, like, I don't like auras that don't let you draw a card. Oh god, we got Cyclone Summoner again. Holy crap, this is a rare that I've opened this rare more than any rare. We've got MVP Ice Troll down here. But god damn it. Alright. So yeah, I'll have a playset of the Cyclone Summoner. So it's an easy pick. The Cyclone Summoner is an insane bomb. Maybe we're going then Giants, red-blue Giants plus green to ramp into it. Here's another Giant that's pretty solid, so there's the dual land in our colors, but so if you don't know what Cyclone Summoner does, if you haven't been watching any of the shows he's been doing, he's a giant that when he hits the board, he creates he's a wizard. I've explained this so many times because I've had him, so this is the 3rd time. When he hits the board, he's a wizard who summons a cyclone and sweeps up all the little creatures who aren't heavy enough to stay on the board, meaning anything that's not a giant gets swept up and goes back to their owner's hands. So he hits the board, and if you have all giants on your side, you keep your creatures, while they may have to get rid of all theirs unless they're running giants or wizards. Or shapeshifters, which also stay on the board because they count as everything. Avalanche Caller, target snowland you control becomes a 4/4 elemental creature with hexproof and haste until end of turn. It's still a land. Otherwise, he's a 2-drop. He's a 1/3 2-drop that can turn your lands into 4/4 elementals that can't be targeted by spells. How do I value this guy in your guys' opinions? It's hard for me. I haven't seen him used against me, so it's really hard for me to value that guy. Another raider. We don't need another raider. This artifact, snow-covered land, would help us with. We are going to be running blue now, so we'll be using the Yeti and the Bergstrider. So the snow-covered land could help those guys. Because if I'm not picking this, I'm thinking snow-covered land based on not much else in the pack looking very strong to me for our current deck. Oh, it only works on snowlands as well. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to take the snowland, because that guy's so conditional, and I want more snowlands to make our Frostpeak Yeti and our Bergstrider good. Ice-Eyed Troll, or another Svella Ice Shaper. Shit. All right. Wow. This is interesting. An Invasion of the Giants, or another Ice-Hide Troll. Holy fuck, these are really good decks. Trying to take us back and forth between... This lets us scry, and then it lets us draw a card. So we get this card rebaited. And then on the third time, you get to play, like we have 2 Craven Hulks that this could help. Like if we play this on turn 2, then on turn 4, you're playing a giant for 2 less, which means that the Cyclone Summoner on turn 5 could come out if you timed this right. If you played the Invasion of the Giants on turn 3, it means that the Cyclone Summoner is coming out on turn 5, if you got your land drops. But he's also a guy you want to time properly. Snow-covered islands as well. This is a very strong pack for us. I'm hoping this is one of these things tables. Ice-Hide Troll won't. You know, Cyclone Summoner's strong even if you aren't... Like, I don't know. I'm still thinking I might... I think I'm more a red-green deck than I am a blue-red deck. And so I'm thinking I'm red-green with the Glittering Frost ramping me and giving me blue mana. So I think I'm looking closer at the Ice-Hide Troll than the Invasion of the Giants. Invasion of the Giants might table, but yeah, I love the Ice-Hide Troll so much. So he's powerful also because of the Glittering Frosts. Gravenlore instant, 5 mana, scry X, where X is the amount of snow mana that you spend, and then draw 3 cards. That's huge card draw. Do we need that much card draw, or do I want another giant to play with my Cyclone Summoner and fit into the curve late game? Have I taken out everything that's not a creature here? I have. So we're just looking at the creature curve there. We would like more 3-drops eventually. I didn't pick up the rune, no. So I don't think that the axe has as much value, or the helmet. Another 7-drop. I would rather run a Doom Scar than I would an Undersea Invader, I think. I like that you can foretell him and bring him out on turn 5. But on turn 5, I mean, he's still an expensive 4/4 body, even though he gives haste. He has haste. This is like pseudo removal, right? Raven form. And we don't have a lot of removal. Exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 blue bird token with flying. So you're giving them a 1/1 flyer to get rid of their creature. It's pseudo removal. It gives them a chump blocker, basically. It gives them a flyer. Gravenlore is very expensive, and we already have the Ice Hat. I don't think we need the Gravenlore because of the Ice Shaper. He's the card draw that we care about, and we have other card draw too. Yeah, we don't have to worry about the Gravenlore. It's a little bit too slow and expensive for me. I like the idea of a 3-drop here. We are, right now, I'll show you the curve. We got 5 2-drops, and we have 5 3-drops. Ideally, we get a few more 4-drops as well here. Because of our Glittering Frosts, the 5-drops are more like 4-drops maybe, so maybe Doomscar Titan makes sense. But I might want the pseudo removal just because we don't have a lot. It gets rid of activated ability creatures as well. Are you sure you didn't pick up the... No, I didn't pick it up. I considered it twice hard, but I didn't pick up the rune. I'm thinking the Firewalker or the Titan. We're pretty high on 5-drops, and that's what this guy is. I think I'm going to grab the another 3-drop. This will probably be one of the last 3-drops we get. Or the removal. We're a little bit desperate for removal. Because if I look at what I've picked up, I've got a little tiny piece of removal in Frostbite. I could splash other color removal, but there's not... This is the 3rd pack. We've got Struggle, which is decent for green removal. And that's it? That's it. I think I need to take the Raven form. Bind the monster makes you take face damage. I think I'm taking the Raven form just because we ended up so late on removal in this run. Anyways, I'm gonna get closer up to the cards. Raven Wings is okay with big bodies, but and I don't want another Glittering Frost. That would just make my deck a bit too slow to roll out. This 3-drop's pretty solid, and it counts as a giant. But with 2 Svella Ice Shapers, maybe 3 Glittering Frosts is, or 4 Glittering Frosts is okay? Is that insane? Like, Svella and Emerson Raider lets us just keep passing through. Yeah, the squashes would have been nice, but you never know. I'm taking another... I don't love the Mistwalker, and I'm just going to take another Glittering Frost. Biggie's back. Here's a 4-drop that... not great. Probably won't run it. I think we're mostly just running... Oh, there's a nice tiny piece of removal. Or the snow covered. We don't need more snow covered with all the Glittering Frost we have. I think we need the extra little piece of removal. And it will probably do 3 damage because of the fact that it will have lots of... wait a minute. This 4-drop's not bad. Will it initiate with the... We have so much card draw. Like, for a green-red deck. I'm going to take the Frostbite for the utility. You think I need more not bad 4-drops. Like, it isn't bad, it's true. And we do have many demons that would trigger with it. Many trolls that would trigger with it. The other reason we want lots of mana open for that Glittering Frost ramp that I was talking about is the fact that Icehide Troll is in here. We have lots of creatures that we want to be spending mana on after they come out. Would I rather just... Like, it's not that strong a removal. Yeah, I'm going to take the better bodies. I think I'm winning this battle with bodies and card draw than I am with removal. Run Ashore is removal. This is perfect removal. It's expensive, but we do have the ramp to get to it, so this might be a piece we run, actually. Haggy Mob. I'm not going to be running any of this stuff. I don't even think I'd run the 2-drop. I don't run anything in here, so it doesn't matter what I take at all. Another Run Ashore. Okay, well, that's interesting because of the ramp that we have. The Glittering Frosts make this the Run Ashores much more viable. I'm not going to run the helmet. It's not the kind of deck we're running, but another 15th pick, Berserker. Definitely Berserker. All right, guys. We've got just our creatures in here, so let's start with the creature curve. Oops, Cyclone Summoner. All right. 21 creatures is too many, so we have to cut some stuff. I think I'll get rid of the Recluse. It's a weird curve when you take out the Recluse, but we can run a weird curve given that we have so many Frosts, Glittering Frosts. I don't like this guy in our deck. I don't think we need him. That's looking pretty good right there. And then if you put in this piece of removal and the Raven form as a piece of perfect removal for really, really annoying creatures. We have to put in our Glittering Frosts. We got 4. I think I'll take out the Kinseekers, even though I took them. I think I don't need them in here now. I think I like the looks of this deck with the 4 Glittering Frosts. Do we need to run run ashore as the third piece of very good, like almost perfect removal? It's almost perfect because it sends the creature to the bottom of their library, which is like exiling it. But once they shuffle their library, if it was a bomb that you took out, it's coming back at some point, maybe. Which is annoying, and it's very expensive. Wait, the player chooses? Oh, they choose. Okay, I thought it was like target permanent goes on the top or bottom, your choice. I didn't think it was they choose. Oh, okay, that's not good then. I took that without really realizing its function. I think I like this deck as it stands. Put in our snowlands, and then ask the program to fix it for us. So they want us to run 5 islands, 3 mountains, 5 forests. I'm gonna say as far as early blue drops, we have Raven form, and that's a late drop because that's perfect removal that we're holding on to. I'm gonna say no islands. And because we have a lot of early mountain drops, I'm gonna say, how do you do this? I'm gonna say all mountains and forests instead. How do I do this? I have to go like, oh yeah, like this. This is the best way. I'm gonna say like, we have 5 mountains here, then this, and then 6 forests. I'm gonna fill it out with the rest being, maybe we'll just split it down the middle. Hey buddy. Maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of red, and 8 pieces of, maybe 9 forests, because we really, as long as we have a forest to give us Glittering Frost, and there's 4 Glittering Frosts, we're getting fixed. We're fixing our mana, so I think I like that. All right, guys. After the break, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna take a quick break here, maybe a few minutes. Stretch, get yourself a snack. Be back soon. Hey guys, I'm back. Alright guys, not gonna run the frostbite, says somebody. You know, sure, let's run 41 cards. I'm doing this for you. Alright guys, you did feed Big Balls, you couldn't help it, but he's already sitting there. Why is he still sitting there?
I don't know. I two freaking things.
He's a little bugger, man.
Well, it was one. It was two small things.
Uh-huh. He's quite the guy. He likes food. Alright guys, let's go. Let's see how this goes. 41 cards, that's fine. 41 cards is fine with all the fetching that we have in this deck. I'm liking the ramp because part of the ramp power also comes from the fact that we have the frost, the four frost, glittering frosts, and because of that, when those two ice shapers come out, either one of them, we get to cast one of, well, anyways, it's gonna be good, I think. Our opening hand, all we need is one forest and we didn't get one. What else do we have? We can't keep this opening hand. This is, please, just don't fuck me. All right, there we go. We got some forests and we got a Fearless Liberator as an early drop. What are we gonna get rid of? Hey buddy, I love you. And we got one of our only pieces of removal, so we'll keep that. I'm gonna get rid of the Undersea Invader. We don't need that till much later. Little pal, you are so annoying. He's running white, so it might be aggressive or it could be life gang, but I think in this set, it's likely an aggressive deck, so I'm glad that we have the Fearless Liberator right off the bat. If he doesn't answer this Fearless Liberator, we get an extra 2/1 token next turn. Please, please. Yay! That's good stuff, guys. That's a good rollout. So, that's awesome. That's good value. We're probably gonna get 2/1 tokens out of this guy then. I'll attack next turn. Oh, darn it. Well, that's a very good answer. Extremely good answer to that. But he didn't 2-for-1 me. He 1-for-1 me, and he didn't really take a turn away from me. The only thing he did was take away a little bit of tempo, because otherwise I would have cast the Ice Hide Troll last turn. So it wasn't a 2-for-1. Got a 2/2 out. I'm not going to use Struggle on that 2/2. We don't have any, unfortunately, any snow-covered lands yet to activate the Ice Hide Troll, so, you know, he's not that great right now. We're going to be able to foretell the Titan right now and put out the Liberator, so we've got a little bit of tempo game going on. You can also foretell I think, if we get our 5th land drop, the Titan comes out next turn. So could the Berg Strider. What's the play here? What do I want? Tempo? This is also, well, I won't be activating its ability when this guy comes out. He won't be tapping anything, so I'm gonna foretell the Titan. If we get our 5th land drop, he might come out next turn, but then we're attacking without activating the Liberator. He puts Rune of Sustenance, so he's gonna get lifelink. He thinks he's gonna race? Well, now I really want my 5th land drop to go for face with the Titan. If he wants to race. Is he gonna fly over my head and try to get some lifelink? Hugo needs to work on his teamwork. He's gonna act as a host. Ugh. Oh, okay, that only activates once at least. Yeah, okay. I thought he put out one of those things that generates lots of +1/+1 tokens. So he is wanting to race me. Should I Raven form now and foretell the struggle? No, I should struggle on the Icehide Troll after it attacks. Before it attacks? If I do it before it attacks, he might be more likely to chump. He has nothing to protect that Corsair right now. I'm attacking first with just the Icehide Troll. I don't want to lose my Liberator yet when it has a chance to generate tokens. Then I'm going to struggle with that Corsair. He's got 2 Foretold cards in his hand, so my Icehide Troll gets stronger, which is nice. I really like my 5th land drop. We got really bad luck here so far. Like, I mean, again, running, this is Magic. 4 Glittering Frosts. Not a single one has been drawn. The opening hand, we had a Glittering Frost in hand with no forests. Even though I fixed my mana, I think, pretty well to make sure that I had tons of forests in this deck. Hey, you stop. Yeah. I've got a pretty good board position though with a 3/4 and 2/1 that generates tokens on there. He has to play something nice. He might have missed his 5th land drop as well. Oh my god. What is it? What? Oh, he brought his enchantment back to give it lifelink. Well, I'll probably Raven form that fucker. And keep up my tempo. Target creature. What? Why would you do that? Oh, for the double strike. Yeah, that's not worth it though. If I Glittering Frost, then I can't play the Raven form right now, which means I lose tempo. I don't want him to keep on. He can't do anything right now, so. Wait a minute, what? Oh. What? Oh, I can only foretell it. That's why it's trying to let me do it. Ah, so I can't do it. Ah, all right. I'll just foretell it then. Would he block my Icehide Troll? Is he like, would he be afraid? If he trades 2 creatures, or the creature... Would he trade? Do I want that? I think I do. Buddy. I think I do want that. Even though the Icehide Troll... Okay, let it by. Stalwart Valkyrie. And he paid it for 2. Why does he need the open mana? I've got hair all over my face now. He's running lots of runes. So it has haste. He's gonna try to finish me quick here. Well, I can slow him down now. A lot. I can only slow him down a little bit. because I only have 1 blue of mana available to me. This is bad. This was a bad rollout for me. Pretty good one for him. The mulligan sucked as well. Cat. Here, I'm gonna try to help Becky with these cats that are fighting. You need to kind of hiss at them. Which one's here? Did Big Balls run away? All right, guys. All right, I'm just gonna concede this. This isn't good. How did he get 2 Breakneck Berserk? He actually had 2 Breakneck Berserkers, so that was a much more aggressive deck than it looked like when it first started. That was just bad luck. Fuck it. This is not a bad deck. It better not fucking go less than 3 wins. This is a good deck. Fuck off. God damn it. That was such an annoying first game.
Did you lose it because of this?
No.
Okay.
No. Like, what the fuck? Was the food out there?
Yeah.
So now he knows that he's fighting for something.
Yeah.
Do I hear voices out there?
Pardon?
I hear a voice outside.
There is someone standing and kind of came to check out the situation. I don't know where they're from.
Why are they talking? Like, it sounds like they're in the parking area talking. I think he just saw the cat and was talking to it. All right. Anyways, lots of action here, guys. Sorry. This is a much better opening hand. Oh my god, yes. All right, let's hope something good happens here. I'm facing a, what is this insignia? This person is a drafter with a, is this 1 step over platinum? Which is what I am right now. Diamond? Is that 2 steps over platinum? Just 1. Come on down, buddy. Two Glittering Frosts and a Raider. Buddy. We'll discard 1 of the Glittering Frosts, I think. I don't think we need both here. And we got another Raider, which is, I think, a good thing. We're already fixing our draws, which is good. He just foretold something. Buddy, holy fuck. I'm not stopping the show. Hoping we get a 5th land drop here. It'd be very nice to put out the 5/5 next turn. Keep the Raider in my hand now for getting rid of probably later. He's more valuable to get rid of land for card draw. There you go, bud. Do you hear that? That's the sound of that. There we go. We got our 5th land drop. Technically our 4th, but we played the Glittering Frost. 5/5 is always nice on turn 4. Is that turn 4? Yeah. Turn 4 or 5/5 is always nice. So we have our 2 blue mana that we need to cast Cyclone Summoner. With 2 more lands, we can play Cyclone Summoner. Another red. So at least we don't have the curse of yesterday where we're facing a deck that's the same as ours that we did for the last couple days, it felt like. So, an enchantment. As Rally the Ranks enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type. Creatures you control with the chosen type get +1/+1. I have a feeling that they drafted a deck around this card, and now they were able to draw into it, which is annoying. I'm not going to attack now. We want the late game right now. That's what we want. Blocks my 5/5. Quite annoying. At least we got this though. I probably want to do it now. So the Raider comes back in my hand also, which will let me maybe fix my draws even more. But yeah, this is a pretty good. Now he has to spend a lot of mana to bring all his stuff back out and get his tempo back. That's going to take him a bit. And we've got Doomscar Titan coming with a Raider potentially next turn. 5 mana, plus if we get 1 more mana, 1 more land. But do we want to get rid of the Glittering Frost? Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Doomscar Titan can be played for 5 mana. So he has a 3/2 to block with. What the fuck is that? Okay, it's a 1/1 that can become a 2/3, then it can become a 4/4. And then it can get +1/+1 counters as many times as they want. We've got our bomb, but I don't know if she bombs right now for us very much. They can boast twice, which we don't have much boasting going on. I think playing the Horn of Bounty is a better play right now, but right now I'm actually thinking more about the tempo. Maybe I want to play the Horn and just... Yeah, this is a really tough decision. I have a timeout to use, so I'm going to think about this. He's going to pump that up to a 2/3 next turn. I think I need the blocker. It's weird to play this guy and not attack with it. Maybe I will still attack with my summoner. Just my summoner and keep the 5/4 back to block. We've evened up the life totals a little bit, which will make him less likely to want to race now, maybe. makes it a 2/3. He doesn't fly yet. And he can't do that twice this turn. He can only do it once. Is he doing it? Oh, he's not. What did he just do? What just happened? He's wondering too. He's highlighting. I don't understand what happened. He tried to skip steps and messed up. He did the 3 snow option by accident and failed. He just foretold a card. We know that Ranks is coming, and he can name probably human again. Hey, why didn't the... Oh, it's not a shapeshifter, it's a spirit, so the only human he has is the 4/3. Would I block if he attacks? I don't have a lot of removal in this deck, so yeah, I probably would trade the bodies. My whole idea right now is card draw. I'm happy to trade the bodies because of my lack of removal. He has to block, so I'll be taking out one of these. What? Okay, the fact that he just did that, and what does he have in hand? That doesn't have haste, and he foretold a card. What could he have that he thinks he has a win condition next turn that he's willing to take 3 face damage? I'm gonna put at least 1 chump. I'm gonna pass the Glittering Frost away. That's weird play though, to me. I'm gonna put out 2 chumps. I'm like, not understanding this, so I'm getting rid of my, just in case. There's an Ice Shaper. Board wipe, you think? Do you think he's, that's a big bluff. Like playing against a red deck. I know there's not a lot of face damage in this set. What does he have that could wipe out the summoner along with the 2 raiders? Is there a white piece of Wrath? He might be rattled from messing up the spirit. It's not like that changed the game for him though. Like he was already pretty much out of it, I think. Now he still has only 1 foretold card, and now he was able to get it. You can attack with the Fearless Top and pump it at once. Otherwise, he's chump blocking to survive next turn. Hey, pal. I'm gonna discard a Glittering Frost to see what I get here first. I don't think I'll get something, but like I might be able to get... Maybe I'll get a Frostbite out of my top 2 cards. Yeah, I can only play them this turn. I'm just thinking I don't mind because like they go back into my library, right? Oh no, they get exiled, so it's a little bit of milling yourself. Something to keep in mind. He has nothing to play, I don't think, and yet he's waiting here. He seems to be a bit on tilt, I would say. Ah, we lose our dragon. I'll play the forest. We don't gut lethal this turn. And we lose our dragon because it's exiled, but the pop goes down. I could play the Shaper. Shit. Oh wait, I'm still good because that was. I thought I just passed, but it was first strike damage. I can play the Shaper now, so that ended up being okay because I got the land that I needed to play this. All he had was card draw in hand. He might draw into some answers that give him the ability to face damage for. I don't think he can get any 2 cards. Maybe you get something with haste. I have enough chumps. I'm gonna chump anything next turn. I'm definitely chumping. Chumping, by the way, if you're not familiar with Magic, this just means a chump blocker, meaning a guy you know has no chance to defeat the creature that it's blocking. You're just sacrificing the creature in order to keep the guy from getting through. It's a trade of a tiny creature to get rid of some damage to your face. It's kind of like fodder, but it's actually kind of the opposite of fodder, where fodder is almost like throwing stuff at a guy. Chumping is like putting fodder in the way to prevent the damage. But because I'm at 12 health and he's playing this type of deck, so he's got his 4/4 now, flyer. He can attack. I mean, come on. What could he have in hand that boosts this twice? He could have that thing that makes the trolls aggravate the trolls or whatever. He could give this +5 and it would attack for 9. He has 3 health. It would be tapped then because it doesn't get vigilance, this angel. So he would have 2 blockers, meaning I'm swinging through next turn for at the very least 4 damage. The lifelink might give him 2 back. Shit. Magic just crashed again. No, don't report it. Just let me fucking open the game again. Magic has got to stop doing this. At least it was his turn and he was making a decision, right? So... Stupid, though. It happens once per show, it seems. Magic crashes completely. Waiting for opponent. What's all that sound? What's happening? Why did my avatar change? Anyways, what's happening? It's my turn now? Okay. I can do 3 damage to this guy. I have a timeout, thankfully. It is 3 damage, right? I have snow permanents, yeah. Attacking with everything. He'll be down to 1, but he is blocking. He's dead. Alright, that was fucking a little bit nerve-wracking because I had no time to make a decision there. Oh, I thought he was -1, but okay, I see what happened. The life gain adjustment happens after he goes to -1, then he gets it back. So he has a 6/6 to attack with. Then he can do that again next turn, making it a 8/8. Or no, he only gets to do it once this turn. Yeah, this is nerve-wracking. He gets another chump, but he needs 2 to survive. He needs 3 to survive. He's dead. Without life gain, he's dead. Like, my avatar went back to the default avatar after that crash. That's friggin' weird. And I don't get to say anything to this guy either. Like, it's not even letting me talk. Anyways. If you want to play out your hand, I'll play out mine too. Yay! That was fun without the crash. It was a pretty good, like there was a lot to think about there. And the deck played the way it was designed. It looked a little shaky at some points because like this deck does need to handle the early game, otherwise it's in trouble. But it does have the answers to handle the early game in my opinion. It has quite a few ways to handle it. Alright, my avatar went back to what it's supposed to be, it looks like. That was just weird, man. Our precious goblin. I actually think that he's not a goblin. I think he might be a, like, eldritch type of little spawn, like a homunculus. Like comes from a Lovecraftian type of background, that guy. I think he's like, because especially his name sounds like it's Lovecraftian. This is a scary hand to keep. I can't keep it. Wow. No glittering frosts to fix us. Okay, we'll keep this. Unbelievable. I mean, it's believable, it's just outrageous. And now we're gonna like get mana flooded or something. And he gets an aggressive rollout. And we're gonna get mana flooded. I should have kept it. I don't know what I should have done. There's nothing I could do when you get draws like that. Of course he has removal, but it's not like that affects us a lot right now. He's only got 3 cards in hand. At least he's running out of gas. Only gets a card back for that. He made that trample. I guess he gave it a +1/+1 is why he did that. I hope he doesn't have removal. I need to be able to start blocking here. He just counted his mana. He's gonna lose. He doesn't lose anything because he chose Elf. 2 for 1, or no, he just 1 for 1 me. So that's fine, I guess. He did it as a tempo play because he thinks that he's gonna out tempo me, but I can slow things down a little bit now here. 10 health. It could be worse. He's running out of gas. Can Cyclone Summoner save me? Again? We need 1 more blue mana. He brings out a trampling creature, of course. Come on, top deck. Oh, fuck me. We need to top deck blue mana. At least he's in a top deck situation now. I'll trade the 4/4. I hope he doesn't have anything that can turn the tides of battle here. I hope he just drew land. So he wants to take out my Ice Shaper. So I have to block. Yeah, I have to. I'll lose my Ice Shaper. I'm really hoping to top deck an island. I'm in a situation where I have to block. Like, I can't go that low on health. He got mana ramp out of it. It returns as an enchantment. Oh, he can get that guy back. I see how that works. Fine, whatever. So we know we can't block next turn, so I might as well attack. And now he knows I can't. I'm gonna lose 6 health next turn. I wonder what he has in hand. Oh, well, it's over. All right. Wow. Wow. That's the second game that we've had to mulligan. This game, oh, I can't. 2 losses on this fight, 1 win with this deck. 2 losses already. We've had to mulligan 3 times, 1 time. Once we had to mulligan 3 times. No, we've had to mulligan twice, 2 times now. The blue spells haven't been doing anything to me. It hasn't been the lack of blue in our deck. It's just been the fact that we're getting flooded or completely screwed. It's not a matter of the colors. This is the thing to remember. I don't have a single island in here. That's not screwing us. The blue, I don't care about. That's a late game thing. Blue is late game. We're casting blue with Glittering Frosts. I'm just keeping this. I stand by my choices for this deck construction. It's not a matter of the colors or the land distribution. We've been screwed. So what, you're saying, no, man, no way. I don't agree with it at all. We're running the right amount of land. Like, you're saying take out blue spells and put in more land? We already have enough land. We've got more than enough. Drawing blue cards that I can't cast has not gotten me in trouble. If anything, I have not been drawing my Glittering Frosts, which cast the late game blue spells. All right. I'm playing the Liberator, which makes him know that if he attacks with his first strike guy, I'm trading tokens. He comes over to 3/3 haste. Holy shit, he's rolling out beautifully. Becky, can you distract you? I can't right now. I'm like so on tilt. And I just can't have him yelling in my face at this moment. I think the right play is the Rider. Yeah, let's see it. You have to put it on, maybe on the roof, or I don't know, shake trees, I would say, to get him upstairs first. I'm just... I'm gonna double chump the 3/3 to keep me in this game. This is fucking insane. Holy shit. So anything he casts now can come out with haste. But if I don't get rid of that 2/2 that generates, he's generating dragons soon. It's my only play here. Generates dragons every time he attacks. If I don't, like, that's happening in 2 turns. He missed his land drop though, but what do I have to stop that thing if I don't stop it now? But I don't want a creature to have haste every turn from this point forward either. But I have to, like I'm done without the removal. I don't have enough removal to not kill that right now. This deck is not a 1-win deck. Okay, thank God he didn't get his land drop. Holy shit. And at least I can tap that. All right, I can crawl my way back in now. Because I can force that guy to stay tapped. Please just stay in this game. This deck is too much fun to not go further. This guy allows him to get pseudo card draw. I think I need to play the Hulk. Play the Fjord and the Hulk. What are you waiting for, man? Thank you, Becky. Fixing now, like he's fixing his draws, which sucks. He just got rid of this very weird card to run in the deck that he's running. Is he running Giants too? No, that has nothing to do with Giants. He's missed his land drops, thank God. Somebody else gets screwed instead of just me. The God of Storytelling might get me back in. I never added an island to my deck, J-Bog. It's the only blue mana source I have in my deck outside of Glittering Frosts is this single dual land that I'm running. Alright, so we were able to gang enough traction to put the horn out there. And we need the horn, I think, to draw us into some of the stuff that our win conditions, our struggle. Does he have a counter spell? Or is he just like reading the card to figure out what it is because it's a rare card that people don't see a lot? Okay. I'm not going to use the horn right now though. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of land, so we're one short of casting. That's annoying. I'm starting to build up a board, so they might go aggro soon. Especially knowing that I have land draw coming. He's giving it haste. I'll have to trade. And I think I will trade. The Craven, it doesn't matter, he gets to choose which one. He'll probably choose the Berg Strider. We got our summoner. There's hope. But I need a chump blocker, I think, now. I need somebody to block with the giant, so I have to get rid of my Glittering Frost. Fuck me. Fuck me. Are you fucking kidding me? Hey, oh, I can cast the summoner right now? Oh, I had enough mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holy shit, I didn't know I had enough. Thank fucking God. Oh. How aggressive do I go now? I need to play, I think, the late game. Flyers would be trouble if he got them out, but knowing that I can play the horn, I'm gonna play the horn back onto the table and foretell. I'm just gonna attack with the summoner. I'm gonna see what he blocks with. If he blocks, he's not gonna chump. But we'll see. I know the Hulk can't block, and that's why I'm going to see what he blocks with right now, which will determine whether I play my Titan right now or not. If he doesn't chump, I'm playing my Titan to block next turn. Which feels weird because his whole idea is coming out with haste. But I wanted to see what he did. Now I have blockers. If he can remove the Titan, then he gets through for 4 damage because the Hulk won't block alone. He's a coward. He's a giant coward. Literally, that's his creature type. You think I had I didn't have lethal. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Shit. He would have had to block, wouldn't he have? He's going through 4 phase. No, he's not. I did have lethal. Fuck me unless he blocked. Well, well. Damn. Has to block. Now I'm a little afraid of that cavalry. I'm gonna get rid of the Glittering Frost, and I'm hoping to get my Frostbite right now. I didn't, but I did get a chump. He comes out, he doesn't discard anything because the Undersea Invader isn't technically in my hand. So I'm chumping in case he's gonna like play some big creature and give it haste. I can chump block with the Raider now. And And now we have some epic fixing with the horn. Oh my goodness. Well, at least we also have giants. But he can give that haste. If he attacks with it though, I can potentially... He can't give it haste. He can't. He could give it haste at 4. Alright. Interesting. That's very interesting. Would he have another haste creature in his hand? This time I'm just gonna... I'm gonna play this as a god now. I need the bodies. One mana short of being able to play my extra chump blocker. Maybe I should have discarded the Craven Hulk, but then I could have ended up with nothing. What do I want now? He must block everything, so, and if I attack, the best he can do is trade the summoner, and I'll have board advantage. He has to block everything. He has no choice. And I'll have the favorable trades. At the very worst case, I end up with a Craven Hulk on my side still. But then he could block, he could, fuck me. Shit. He won't trade. Fuck, but I have chumps, it's fine. We both have Cyclone Summoners. I lost my card draw by getting rid of that god, but... Holy fuck, guys. Jesus, please let me win this. I really want to keep playing with this deck. And it hasn't been fair, in my opinion, so far. He doesn't know what I have in hand now. I can generate a token if I attack. If he chumps the Cyclone Summoner, keeps his guy alive, I have a chump on my side. I have to hope it doesn't get removed. I'm going to go... I don't know if this is the right choice, guys, honestly. I don't know. I feel like I have to do this. I gotta keep him on the ropes. No, what does he have in hand that he's okay with this? He doesn't know what I have in hand. Fuck me, fuck. Come on. Is that it? Oh, good game. Good game. I think I made a lot of mistakes, but honestly, like, there was so much to take into account. And that was hard. Fuck. Oh, that was intense. At least we get another game with this deck, at least one more, and it deserves it, man. It's a fun deck. There we go. This is, you know, yeah, this is how it was designed. This is the type of opening hand I want. Ideally, this deck opens up with a mountain in hand, and all it needs is a mountain and forest, honestly. But all forest and a glittering frost is fine too. You know, that's how there are 4 glittering frosts. All I need is forest. You know, I don't know. I would consider taking out a forest for another mountain if I didn't have so much early game red that I need to play in order to keep the game under my control. Otherwise, I'd be running more forests, but because all my early drops are little red guys, I felt like I had to run, I think. I ended up with 7 red sources, 7 forest sources. Otherwise, I would have... Let's see, what do I do? Ramp or Svella? Svella's a removal target. The Glittering Frosts. I don't need tempo though. This is not a tempo deck, it doesn't need it. I would rather ramp myself up here to get control of the game. They're playing a control game too. And they're definitely gonna have some removal for the Ice Shaper. I'd rather see it hit the Hulk. I could play the Ice Shaper now if I want. Doesn't matter what it gives me. They'll remove the Ice Shaper, I think. Maybe that was a bad play. But at least it's a removal target. But it is like one of my best cards. No, it's not even one of my best cards. I haven't gotten the dragon yet. I haven't drawn the dragon. I got it once from an exile. I exiled the dragon and didn't get to use it. Like, what is going on? I don't think I need to... Okay, he needs one more Snowland to get rid of my Ice Shaper. Light is flickering. Does he have a counter spell? Would he run his counter spells? Because I'd like to use Struggle to get rid of the priest that is going to... But you know, like he has to sacrifice the priest to get rid of the Ice Shaper. I can use Struggle in response to the priest on both of my creatures. That's the right play, and I almost didn't take it into account. Just a second, I have to stop this light from flickering. It's really... Sometimes the studio lights flicker. He's doing 1 damage per turn, and he has 7 cards in hand. 7 cards. What calls another? I really don't want to lose the Ice Shaper at this point because I need card draw. So I am hoping to save the Ice Shaper when he sacrifices his priest. he gets one more snow land, he gets to kill my ice shaper. He's drawing more. So yeah, I definitely want card draw with the ice shaper. That's very important. And I can start doing it next turn. I have way more. There he goes. So, here we go. This is sorcery speed, you fucks! God damn it! Fuck! It's sorcery speed! You were trying to tell me I didn't see it. It's fucking sorcery speed. God fucking damn it. Chalk that up to inexperience. Fuck. Other Gauntlet in the shadow chat was trying to warn me too. That may have been my only chance there of really staying in this game, because look at his card advantage in hand right now. Fuck. Sorcery speed means it can't be played in response to something, so my whole plan there was when he decided to finally use that guy's ability to sacrifice himself and take down a target creature, which was my Ice Shaper being the strongest card on the board. My plan was to respond with this spell, but if it's a sorcery, it can't be used to respond. It can only be played during my turn. Oh, thank God. We lucked out, guys. Again, Cyclone Summoner to the rescue. Unless he can counterspell this. I don't know that there are counterspells that... No, he doesn't have a counterspell with one. This comes on the board. Your cards go back in the hand. So do my Glittering Frost, but I'll take it. Oh my God, that was a top deck. Holy shit. I'm gonna keep the mountain in hand. One of the benefits of Glittering Frost and the Cyclone Summoner is that when it goes off, the Glittering Frost come back to my hand, and at that point they've done their job, and so they can start working for me. They can start working for me, basically, to discard cards when I start getting my little guys that discard. I think I win. Unless he has a response to this. What does he have in hand? He has, I don't see anything in response, but what does this do? Hexproof. It can't be targeted, right? So but he has to block the 7/7, and then I can get through for 8. This is a sorcery. He has to block the 7/7. No, he does. Yeah, he's. I think he's dead. I'm gonna lose a Hulk here, maybe, but what is he gonna do? Okay. Now he'll have chumps with 1 life. He's quite the guy. really not happy. I'll be ending after this run, but yeah, he's very ornery today. Becky's just like hugging Hugo aggressively off screen. So he's got massive card advantage, but he has to like win with 1 life, and I'm just getting mana flooded now. I can't target that guy on that side. I could give him 5/5 and start attacking, and he'd have to block. Maybe that's what I should have done. I wouldn't have had a target though, and I don't think this can be cast up to 1, so it could be cast. Yeah, it could have been cast. He would have had to block. They wouldn't win me the game though. I'll fight that thing, because that's the only thing that can get over my head. It's okay, I can take him if he's gonna meow at me, it's fine. Don't worry, I don't want you to be completely unable to do anything today. You should be tired soon, like, Jesus. We have an unblockable Frost Peak Yeti coming. I hope he doesn't have removal. I feel like he would have used it, but I do have to kill that Ascendant Spirit now. I can't have stuff flying over my head. Let's hope he doesn't have removal for the Frost Peak. That's how I get by next turn. Does he not have I feel like he would have played the removal by now. Or is he just thinking about whether he goes all out and attacks? Why is he counting his mana? Wow, he had no answer for the Yeti. We got 3 games. That's what this deck deserves at its very least. Let me look at this thing. I'm thinking of taking out one of the Glittering Frosts and putting in... We don't have a lot of options here. There's not a lot of options because we didn't get removal early on. That was... Maybe Shackles makes sense to punch through to get rid of chumps. The only damage we care about is the early game damage. That's what's hurting us the most. This gives me 1 turn of removal. Late game. Maybe this is worth running just as my last piece of kind of shitty removal as a desperate. The 4-drop elf is 2 blocker bodies, but I don't feel like I care about the... I shouldn't care about the chumps late game. I can't believe we still haven't, in 5 games, have not drawn this guy once. We've only gotten him by exiling 1 time. That's it. We first pick a mythic rare in a 40-card deck, and we went through a few long games with lots of draws, and we have not seen him once. He could have won me the last game, he could have won me the game before that, and we haven't drawn him once yet. So I will maintain that this deck is not as bad as it has been looking. You had him in a mulligan hand, yeah, but that doesn't count. I had to put him on the bottom. I had no choice. Like, maybe I should have kept him. I don't know. I was trying to stay in. Like, I had to mulligan twice that time, if I recall correctly. So I felt no choice but to try to desperately stay in the game and hoping that maybe later I would be shuffling the deck in order to get him back. Maybe one more body. Maybe, all right, maybe this makes sense as a chump and a 3/2 and a trade with the lack of... It's the lack of removal that's the biggest thing, I think. And so for where there's lack of removal, I need bodies to block with and trade. We've also never drawn into the Frostbite when we needed it most. Can we please play with the dragon once? Just once. I want to see his animation when I drop him on the board. It'd be fun to do. He's not in our opening hand. That's alright, I guess. This isn't a horrible opening hand. We'll draw into a Glittering Frost, I'm sure. We got early removal. We've got our Ice Shaper. He's a removal target. Facing a white-blue deck, what does that mean? Control? Flyers. There's our guy. Can we play in this game, please? We have no turn 2 play, unfortunately, despite having 6 2-drops in this deck. No turn 2. I need to deal with that, I think. Do I need to deal with it? Or do I want to keep my Frostbite for something a little bit scarier and put out the Svella Ice Shaper as a blocker? They'll be gaining life from this guy. We have 2 Svella Ice Shapers. He's not going to go off for his late game until later, but we do want him to. I want to keep him alive. We want to trigger the Ice Shaper to ramp because we're not getting into our... We haven't gotten into our Glittering Frost. There's the Glittering Frost. So do we use the Glittering Frost or do we use Svella Ice Shaper's ability? Here. It doesn't really matter. And not using Svella Ice Shaper right now allows us to attack with them maybe later. I probably could have attacked because he was tapped out. But We got another control deck, which actually I think works in our favor. I hope we get our land drop, because then we're dropping a lot of stuff on the board every turn from here on out. We didn't get our land drop, but we have some blockers now. Hey, pal. Come on, land drop. Come on. It doesn't matter which land it is, we can play anything in our hand as long as we get one more land. It really doesn't matter which it is. Come here, bud. I'm gonna wrap you up like a little Hugo burrito. Right here, like this. There you go. What did he do? He played a 2/2 cleric that, when you cast your second, he can create flyers now. He's gonna try to go do flying damage to finish me off, and I didn't get my land drop yet again. At this point, like, I just shouldn't have played my creature first, that's for sure. So we ended up with 3 lands. He's got extra flyers now. We really need that dragon more than ever. Wow. Wow. That's a sticking point for us. Wow, our 5th land drop. Yay! Fucking ridiculous, man. It's not going to do much for us. He's got too many flyers for him to care that much. It came too late. We got mana screwed. All we needed was, we kept a hand with 3 lands in it, and then we had to wait 5 turns. 7 turns? Which turn is this? How many turns do we have to wait for our 4th land? And he just tapped that guy, so he's attacking for 9. That was ridiculous. You can't, like, it's just been bad luck. At least we got to play him, and then he didn't get to attack, and he got tapped by the opponent. And now I'm down to 1. Like, what? Yeah, that's it. That's incredible. It's just been insane the last 2 days of the bad luck. We kept an opening hand with 3 lands. And then we had to wait 6 turns to get another land. How do you play around that? Like, you can't. That's just shitty luck. This isn't a bad deck. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I didn't run a bad deck. Look at this curve. The only issue out of everything that happened here was a lack of removal, and sometimes that happens. That's not your fault. Like, you know, the only removal that I had choices for early on was I passed 1 Frostbite, and I passed the thumb crushing giant removal card. Like, Cyclone Summer at least came in some big ways to help us. We got some lucky draws on him to make up for maybe I should have taken out the Undersea Invader. I don't know, but like the curve is nice. We had so much early game to deal with aggressive decks. We never drew into the Raven form. One time we drew into it. That was one of our other pieces of removal, our only piece of perfect removal, if you want to call it that. It gives them the chump 1/1, but like, when did we barely ever saw the struggle? It's like, it's when you have a bad run like this many games where the decks just don't work the way that you thought that they would. You start to like think like, how am I playing? What's wrong with how I'm playing or whatever? And it's just, this was such a fun deck and we didn't get to play it yet again. This is like kind of been the thing that I've been ending shows with, is like, I made a fun deck that I didn't get to play. We got one good game, I feel. Two, maybe, ish. It's all right. I think my only mistake was running 4 Glittering Frost when I should have run 3. Maybe because I was overvaluing, say, the Ice Hide Troll, who I never drew. I think I drew him once and never got to play him or something. MVP for blocking aggressive decks and big beef on the board, and I never got him when I needed him most. I would say maybe the only real mistake was running 4 Glittering Frosts because I was overvalued, or just, it was because I wanted the Frostpeak Yeti and the Berg Strider to have maximum value. And I knew that I wanted to ramp up to my Giants. And because I knew, like, look at this too. I've got the Immerstrom Raider in here who, late game, if you're drawing this guy, he's late game getting rid of the Glittering Frost that you might not need. He's getting rid of the Fearless Liberators maybe that you don't think you need late game, or the lands that you don't need. Like, this guy's great for that. So that was a built-in strategy as well. Craven Hulk was a bit of a liability in one of the games because of his inability to block alone. I get 300 gems back. So I'm at 250 gems shy of another draft, and I'm 3,000 gold away. Let's open a few packs. Maybe that could be fun, guys, for you. So here are some of the decks or packs that I opened, that I got with that value pack that I opened for $5 that gave me all those gems. It gave you like an assortment of, and I'm not going to read all these, I'm just going to look at my rare. Shadows, Verdict, Exile, Planewalkers of mana 3 or less on the battlefield. All creatures, Planeswalkers of mana of 3 or less in all graveyard. Okay, interesting. Strixhaven, School of Mages. And we got a common wild card out of this. Lightning Helix, and it's a foil? Or like, whatever, alternate art? Oh, I remember this card. This came out with Zendikar, I believe, and was pretty cool when it did. That was my favorite combo in Zendikar, was red-white. Oh, and then you also get to keep the extra rare. Exile any number of target creatures and planeswalkers. Yeah, I don't care. This is a complicated looking card. We got a Saga for one of the earlier Innistrad sets here. Paladin class. Rust monster. That's cool. He turns your weapon to rust. Mask of Grizzlebrand. Equipped creature has flying and lifelink. Whenever an equipped creature dies, you may pay X life for its... Okay, draw cards when your creature dies. And then we've got these Innistrad Alchemy cards, which... Does that mean you can't use Alchemy cards? Like, they can't be mixed with the existing ones? Like, they're rebalanced and readjusted cards, right? The pack you open up has the current cards plus the readjusted cards in them. I'm not sure I understand fully what alchemy means. It's an interesting looking land. It looks like it can be used in pretty much every deck. That's interesting. I don't know how to, like, I haven't seen any of these cards because I haven't drafted this set. Yeah, but can I use these alchemy cards in normal standard play? I guess is my question here. These Innistrad packs were for free when they announced alchemy. Just to imagine Magic giving out actual physical packs when a new set is announced, like 5 free to everybody, that is crazy. So I can't use these in my normal standard deck. Meanwhile, here's the Crimson Brow. Is Kaldheim about to rotate out? I think it is, right? With Kamigawa, they're going to get rid of 3 sets in one fell swoop. Is that how that still works? Or is the new way of doing it rotate 1 at a time out? At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 red human creature token. That creature, if you control at least exactly 13 permanents, and you sacrifice Uprising. When you do, it deals 7 damage. Wow. Any target. That's interesting. Oh, that's fun. That'd be really cool in a draft. That would be incredible. We got a rare wild card. Curse of Hospitality. Enchant player. Creatures attacking enchanted player have trample. Yeah, I remember this. The Curse of Hospitality. That's such great flavor! Curse of Hospitality. And then all creatures attacking them have trample. This is like you, Becky. You have the Curse of Hospitality.
Oh, God, I do.
It's an enchant player card. It's a card that says enchant target player. Creatures attacking enchanted player have trample. Get it?
Yes. Yes. Yes, I do.
Isn't that's good flavor. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to an enchanted player, that player exiles the top card of their library. So they're also giving away the stuff they have, basically milling themselves. Until end of turn, the creature's controller may play a card spend any mana. So, oh, that's such good flavor. That's amazing. By the way, Becky, you should come here and see this. Oh. You could finish that. I just needed to get to... Oh, they took it... Oh, here it is. check this out. The new set coming is called Kamigawa. That was an old set that we actually saw back in the day that was Japanese themed.
Okay.
I'm trying to manipulate this for you. This is the new set. It's a modern looking set with cyberpunk Japanese theme.
Ooh.
And that's it's got like a neon look to it. And then some of the cards, the really rare ones, the foils, well, these are the lands.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love it.
Isn't that insanely cool?
Island.
These are the land cards.
Cool.
Mountain, like Nagano it looks like, or maybe, you know.
Yeah. The forest.
And then dragons obligatory,
Right.
demons, Oni. But then look at these special foil cards are gonna have neon on them.
Oh, that's friggin' cool.
Yeah.
I want these.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
want
cool.
to sit down with you whenever you do them.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I have to go get our cheese.
Next month. Alright guys. That's the show. I'm gonna be taking a little bit of a break from Magic for the sake of, well, real shows coming. But I could use a break, I think, to get me off tilt. Because, I went into today already a little bit tilted because of how horribly the game treated me yesterday. And then today it was looking like, all over again. It's pretty rough. It went a little bit better than it looked like it was about to go. It looked like I was going to get only one win, and that would have been friggin' robbery to this deck. I don't think this deck was going to go the distance and go like 6 wins, 7 wins. I think it had potential to go 5. 3 was the bare minimum, and we barely got it. Little Hughes has finally calmed down, but the show is over. Thanks for watching, guys. You probably want to open packs whenever you can, because when you draft cards, you already have 4. So it gives you free gems. Oh. Alright, well, let's open some more packs. I didn't even know that. So if you have extras, you get free gems when you're opening packs. So there is a reason to earn packs. How many gems do you get? That's really interesting. Good tip. Thank you, Untouchable. Choose a number between 0 and 13. Each player sacrifices that many creatures. There's a Wrath. Well, I like opening one at a time. You always gotta like having dual lands. Ooh. Wild card rare. So cool having wild cards. 10 gems per extra rare, 20 per extra mythic, so not much at all. But it's something, right? Do you get anything for extra commons? Hull Break Horror. Flash. Can't be countered. When you cast a spell, choose 1. Up to 1. Return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or return target non-land permanent to its owner. That's a crazy card. Just vault progress when you get commons that are the same. Necro Duality. Whenever a non-token zombie enters the battlefield. Oh, this is a mythic. Under your control, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Oh, this is how Magic makes money. This is an essential card if you're running zombies, and it's mythic, so you need 4. So that's hard to get. You have to run at least 2 of these. If you're running blue-black zombies in the current set. I don't like it when they have what feels like an essential card for certain strategies that's mythic.
I have so many new weapons I want to try out.
Another mythic. We opened her once in a draft. Not very good. We didn't end up even taking her. I passed by it because I was like, nope. It wasn't good enough for drafting. Oh, that's a cool looking card. The Bloodbat Summoner. Did we end up running this in one of our drafts, or did I just... I think we did, didn't we? Yeah, and we were hoping to create a bunch of Bloodbats. We didn't end up doing it. Didn't happen many times, did it? Memories. A mythic wild card. Whoop-de-doo. Dread Feast Demon. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice a non-demon creature. If you do, create a token that's a copy of Dread Feast Demon. Wolf Rider. That's a cool looking card. She rides wolves. Oh God. This art. Ward 2, Hamlet Vanguard enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters for it, each on the non. Cool. And now we're into our Kaldheim. So this will be, I didn't pay attention to anybody's responses, whether they're rotating these out. Kaldheim should be out of play soon, probably, because it's been around for so long. That's probably why they brought it back for one more round of drafting, right? It's about to leave. Cosmos Charger. It's a pretty good limited card. Next rotation is in September, October next year? Oh, really? Oh, okay. So nothing's rotating out soon? Crazy. Destroy all creatures. So there's many Wrath cards to choose from in the current standard. A rare saga. Snow sorcery. That's interesting. You get mana rebate. This is a free spell if you have lots of snow-covered mana sources. Oh, my next wild card is going to be a mythic rare, and here's a mythic as well. Creature Angel Berserker, flying, lifelink, hexproof from planeswalkers, but only planeswalkers, not from players. Boast, sacrifice a creature. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. It almost looks like Alice Cooper. It's if Alex Cooper was an angel. Dual lands, always good to have if you're a serious constructed player. I love this guy, in limited at least. From what I hear, it's the rare wild cards that are more of a bottleneck for most constructed players, not the mythics, it's the rares. Showdown of the Scalds. Got 2 more packs. We're not going to hit our next mythic wild card today, though. Search your library for graveyard for a rune card. Reveal it. Put it in your hand. If you search your library in this way, shuffle you may. That's not a very good card. Maybe for the right deck in constructed, but I would never pick that in limited, I don't think. Unless it was a weak pack. I wouldn't pick him over removal, I don't think. Whoa, there's a mythic. Trample and haste. If you would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many counters of them on there instead. If an opponent would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, put half that many. That's interesting. A 6/6 for 6 that has trample and haste. That's a pretty good green card. It's a Timmy. That's a Timmy card, but it's also useful. Feels like viable Timmy card. Oh, for sure, Zioxide. It only looks weak in limited to me, not in constructed. Wait, you're saying you played a limited deck with 5 runes and you're able to use that guy? Wow. Well, that's fun. It's not gonna happen a lot, but like that's cool if you drafted that deck. I still first pick or something wouldn't take that guy over removal. Unless I was feeling like making something really fun, I guess, like hard drafting into runes from that point forward, I guess. I don't know. He only gets you one, whatever. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Alright, guys. That's the show. See you tomorrow. I mean, I think we'll finish off, keep it up with the card games. Tomorrow we're going to finish off, maybe finish off, Inscription. And then, APT on Sunday, our Sunday, your Saturday night. APT, Tokyo Godfathers. It's available on Netflix for most countries, I believe. So, be ready for that. It's a Christmassy anime. But I wouldn't call it anime. It doesn't look like anime to me in terms of, you know, what anime. It's not trash anyway. Oh, it's not in US or Canada. Oh, okay. But it's in many others. Well, hopefully everybody can get a copy from US since that's our primary viewership. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.